Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Brownstone's Best Business Review. It's Paulette. I am the owner and founder of Brownstone Worldwide, which houses, of course, as you know, brownstoneworldwide.com, KCCR, the Brownstone podcasting app, and, of course, Brownstone Living magazine. We've got an amazing guest to spend time with today on today's Brownstone's Best Business Review. And I want to let you guys know, if you want to know anything about disconnecting and unplugging, number one, as HR or human resource professionals, she's your girl. She's got you covered. All right. Let's get into this because I definitely want to introduce you guys to her. And let's get started. Workplace culturologist LaShawn Davis is known for being a creative, out-of-the-box thinker and a business-savvy, people-focused leader. Affectionately regarded as the workplace fixer, she founded the HR Plug as a means to convert dysfunctional workplace cultures into rewarding environments. The HR Plug is a human resource service company that specializes in assisting individuals and organizations to break old patterns, adjust their attitudes, and rethink their professional brand in order to develop connectivity with the most precious asset in business, their employees. She launched the HR Plug as an innovative platform to encourage and teach employees how to advocate for fair and equitable treatment at work, as well as to collaborate with leaders and organizations to prioritize the establishment of workplace cultures that demonstrate inclusive employee engagement practices. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to definitely bring to you LaShawn Davis. Welcome. Hey, LaShawn, how are you?
Hey, Paulette. How are you? So happy to be here on Brownstone Worldwide.
Yes, this is exciting. I'm honored, first of all, because I have watched you birth and grow
Mm-hmm.
the HR Plug. And so that's the first question that I have for you for our audience. Number
Okay.
one, what is the HR Plug?
We are the plug, literally, for any HR issue that you're facing, any problem. We are strategists, we are solutionists. We believe that if you're working for somebody else, if you're working for yourself, you should never sacrifice joy.
Mm,
Joy supersedes happiness. Joy is fulfillment. It's having and receiving the best out of life. If you cannot enjoy life, and you do not have joy, then you do not experience what life has to offer. And so the HR Plug is the injector of joy into the workplace culture and into your life while you're in the workplace, because that's where we spend the majority of our time,
absolutely.
working and appeasing other people. We in the HR Plug are a reminder that whoever you work for or whatever you do does not supersede the value of you. And
Mm-hmm.
so we're excited to, you know, launch. We still are in our infancy stages, but we are definitely making an impact.
Absolutely. And so you said something that struck me, and I know what the HR Plug is, but to hear you say with such eloquence, like I felt that in my spirit and in my
Mhm.
shanana.
Yes.
I heard you say joy.
Yeah.
Please expand on that. When you're talking about work and joy,
Mhm.
is that possible?
It is absolutely possible because we were all put here for a reason. And when you're walking in purpose, when you're aligned to your gifts, when you are doing the things that you love, that's when you experience joy. Don't mistake joy for
Mm-hmm.
happiness, because happiness is but a moment. Happiness
Ah,
comes and goes because it's opposite is sad, right? And when you're sad, you're not happy, but you can be sad and still be joyful. So
yeah.
joy is that foundation of what your life should be in your marriage, in your home, with your children, and at
Mm-hmm.
work. And a lot of times we forget about the joy that you should be experiencing at work. And so we work with individuals who want to find their joy and get that joy back. And we also
Yeah.
work with companies who recognize they don't have the joy or the juice in their workplace. So we help them figure out what's wrong and how to fix it. So we inject joy.
Okay, so you got the juice. So
We
let's expand on that because so this is helpful for me and for those people who are going to be watching the replay of this.
okay.
One of the things that I definitely heard you say was you go into companies and you assess. So you work directly with them
Mhm.
to build out, is it their HR department or is it really focused more on engagement, DEI?
Right.
Is it a mixture of all of that?
So it's a mixture of all of it because 90% of the time, companies don't even know that they're the problem or that their leaders are the problem or what the
Mm,
problem is. So when we assess, we look at all several different factors and facets and we tell them what the problem is. The reason
mhm,
why I do it as a consulting firm
mhm,
versus I used to do this as an employee is most of the time they don't want to listen. But if you're
mm,
spending your money because you truly want to fix the problem, I'm going to help you fix the problem. And
mm,
and that's the term, the workplace fixer, because a lot of times they don't know what the disconnect is between the relationship. And
mm,
the relationship is so critical, because it's the only way that your business is going to move, thrive, be, perform, have profits, and all of those. It's through the people. And so
absolutely.
what happens is companies get it backwards. They think that when I profit, then I can take care of the people.
Mm,
And that equation is wrong. It's no, when you take care of the people, then you will profit.
part.
And we help remind companies of the value of its people because we're
Mhm,
not expendable.
mm,
And, I don't care what Beyonce says, we're not replaceable. We all offer something unique and different that cannot be duplicated or replicated. And companies have to understand how to find that,
yeah,
how to fine tune that, and
yeah.
use it to the best of that person's ability.
I love that. I almost don't have any more words because you have pinpointed everything, excuse me, to the letter. But now you said something that I think a lot more companies need to understand. And now let's take it from this perspective because we do work a lot with small business owners, such as ourselves and others,
Mhm.
who are um, under the guise. And I've heard these conversations, and I have to catch myself because that's not my business. But when you talking about dogging folks out that work for you, then
Mhm.
you're already creating a very ill culture to begin with. So when we're
Correct.
talking about new businesses, smaller businesses that are just getting started, getting one or two employees, maybe they can afford maybe 10 or maybe 15, coming in and working with those folks to help to cultivate that culture early.
Mhm.
Um, would you say that that's the best thing to do, even if there's but one employee helping to build that out then at that moment?
Absolutely.
Mhm,
Especially as a small business, because likely you started your business because you're passionate about whatever it is you do.
mhm,
And the biggest mistake that small business owners, CEOs make is they believe their passion will spill over into whoever they hire, and it
mhm.
won't. Those people are there because they want a paycheck.
That part.
And until you understand what are their strengths, how to leverage, celebrate, and appreciate that in them,
Mm,
find value in what they contribute to your business, position them
yeah.
to thrive in that space, then and only then will they develop a passion that will
Mhm.
never meet yours, but might come close. And what happens
Mm,
is we get so passionate about, I want to do this, I want to do this, I'm going to hire, I know my business inside and out, but you
yeah.
don't know people.
Mm,
And that is a mistake that, you know a lot of people make. I mean, just recently Pinky Cole did it. She talked about how she was being sued by one of her workers because of mispaying or not paying her correctly or
mhm,
getting her pay wrong. And Pinky said, I would never do that. I give so much to other people. Why would I keep your paycheck? Why would
mhm.
I do this and why would I do that? Well, Miss Pinky, it's probably because you had a manager who ignored that person, didn't do their best to get them paid, didn't think about what that paycheck might have been for,
Yeah.
medication, a bill, or what have you. And so when we dismiss the person's need because we're just focused on the business profits, we dismiss people
Mm,
and we don't make it. And I've seen entrepreneurs and I've seen small business owners take it to only focusing about the business and forgetting about the people that you're depending on to help you achieve the success that you're looking for.
my.
Mhm.
That is heavy. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, As an employee, you are absolutely correct. I'm there for the paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
It's not personal,
It's not.
but I need to find what my passion is as an employee at any employer.
Mm-hmm.
So, question, how do
Mm-hmm.
I do that as an employee?
You come to the HR plug
All right.
and we help you do that. But honestly, this is what I tell people to do.
Yeah.
So you take what you do now, right? You get a job description for what you do now,
Mm-hmm.
and you highlight everything in that job description that you love, that you
Mm-hmm.
enjoy in
Mm-hmm.
yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take a orange highlighter and then you highlight all the pieces about that you hate
Mm-hmm.
and what you do right now. Then you
Mm-hmm.
go get a job description for your ideal job, your dream job, what you think you want to do, where you think you want to go. And
Mm-hmm.
then you do the same thing. You highlight the things about that job description that you love and that make you fall in love and want to do that job. And then
Mm-hmm.
you take the orange and you highlight what you hate. And you do that for about 3 or 4 jobs. And then when you finish, you take each of those job descriptions and look at everything that you highlighted in yellow and list it out. And then you look at everything that you highlighted in orange and then you list it out. And
Mm-hmm.
that will tell you where your passions lie. That will tell you what you're drawn to. That will tell you what you love. And it will also tell you the things that you need to stay away from. It will tell you the things that will frustrate you. And then those strengths are what we call transferable skills that
Mm-hmm.
you apply to where you work now to leverage and strengthen until you get to where you want to be. Those are the things that you highlight, you take training on, you
Mm-hmm.
fine tune, and that's how you find the joy because you'll position yourself in a role that you're doing all the yellow and less of the orange.
Did y'all hear that? She said highlight the yellow
Mm-hmm.
and focus on the yellow because the yellow will help to give you and bring you joy in whatever employment space you find yourself in.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful. Y'all, that's a tip. If you don't have your pens and your papers out right now,
Mm-hmm.
I need y'all to get what she just said. Yellow is what you love, right?
Yes, yellow what you love,
Orange
and
is
what you don't love.
what you don't love.
Mm-hmm.
And then you write it out and you focus on more of the yellow
Right.
and you make that more of what you want to become, or you focus on making those your transferable skills.
Correct.
Yes?
Correct.
Ah, I hope.
Every job has them. So, like,
Mhm.
if you're a bank teller right now and you
Uh-huh.
went and got your job description, and everything you highlight has to do with helping customers, customer service, problem solving, figuring out their concerns, but
Mhm.
everything in orange has to do with accounts and ledgers and numbers and all of that. That will immediately tell you that you like customer service, but you don't want to work in banks, right? So
Mhm.
then every job you get, you're probably going to highlight in yellow something that has to do with service. So now
Mm.
you will find joy in jobs that don't deal with money, that don't deal with sales, but deal with solely service. And that's
Yeah.
how you get to where you want to be. But sometimes it takes you to see what's all out there that you think you
Mhm.
might even like,
Mhm. Mhm.
and you find out you don't.
All right. And so now, my next question, based upon the information that you are so succinct. So this is new for me because you are hitting it on the head, and I don't have to pull it out. You're like, mm. So
Mm-hmm.
listen, the next question that I have for you has to deal with now that we know this is part of what you offer. Why did you get to this space? Why are you choosing to offer this service through the HR plug?
I'm gonna tell you it's because of 2 words, and those 2 words are be grateful.
Mm,
Be grateful comes from being raised by my grandmother, like a lot of us in this demographic are. I wasn't
mhm,
raised by my parents. And so there was this huge generational gap. And so
mhm,
when I was in high school, I was never told to go to college. I was never told how to negotiate a job offer. I was never told anything. I was just told be grateful for the
mm,
opportunity
mm.
because we didn't have this when I was growing up, when I was your age. We had to sit here. Colors did not have this opportunity. I was raised by a woman who cried when Barack Obama became president because she said,
Mm,
in my lifetime, I never would have thought I would have seen a Black man run this country. I was raised by a woman with a be grateful mentality of if
mhm.
these people outside of us give you a chance at their job, be
Yeah.
grateful because I couldn't get that. And this be grateful mentality has caused us to accept things we should not accept. And it has shielded us from the truth of what we deserve. Because I'm grateful that I got this job offer you just gave me, I ain't gonna ask for nothing more because this is the most money my family's ever seen, I've ever seen. So I'm just gonna be grateful and I'm going to accept that. Meanwhile, your counterpart, same job, same position, knows you never accept what they first offer you. You always counter offer because no one's going to give you their best offer first. But
Mm.
I'm grateful for the opportunity. So the HR plug started from, it's not about being grateful. It's
Yeah.
about understanding your value. And we're
Yeah.
not taught that because for all of generations, not even 70 years ago, we
Mm.
were told we had no value and that we could
Mm.
just be grateful. And so the HR plug is a reminder of your value. We teach you how to advocate for yourself when things just don't feel right, don't look right. We teach you what you should be asking for, how you should be asking for it, and the things that people aren't going to readily tell you because they're grateful too. And until we
Mm.
recognize that being grateful doesn't mean that you have to be naive, or being grateful doesn't mean that you just have to accept that
Yes.
you have a spot, even if the
Yeah.
spot is at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's not what that means. And so you can still be grateful and great,
Come on.
and advocate for
Yeah.
what you rightfully deserve in the workplace. And so what's
Mm.
happened is leaders don't know how to show value to people who don't recognize their own value. And that's how we have so many disparities in the workplace. That's why the
Mm-hmm.
gender gap exists and the wage gap exists and
Mm-hmm.
racial gaps exist because
Mm-hmm.
companies will give you what you ask for, but we don't ask because we're grateful. So the
Oh,
HR plug just started from a place of, let me show you what you should be doing so that you can receive the fulfillment of where you're positioned to be, and
mm-hmm.
not just accepting whatever they throw out your way because of your gratefulness. So that's how we
Mm.
started. It started from my own personal journey, the injustices I experienced, how I saw counterparts get pay increases.
Yeah.
And then, we as Black women especially have
Yeah.
this whole I got to work harder because I got something to prove mentality. And you don't have to. And
Right.
so we teach you how to be on the same playing field as the people who were never taught to be grateful.
I didn't even see that coming.
Mm.
Right. So
Mm-hmm.
like you went all the way left because I thought you were saying I started it's because the no, you're literally saying it's okay to be grateful, but
Mm-hmm.
still know your worth.
Still know your
Still know
worth.
your value. And
Mhm.
command it, not demand
Command
it,
it.
but command it when you walk in the room. Oh, baby, this
Right.
is what I'm worth. You want to
Right.
give me what? No. Okay, this is what I require. There you go.
If you go to the store, Paulette,
Yeah.
and you get home and you look at your bag and you be like, oh man, I got some extra stuff in this bag. Them people done put some of the stuff in my bag. I didn't even pay for this. It's a blessing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna go back to the store. You done drove home and say,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Here's some extra apples you accidentally put in my bag. I'm gonna get this back. Nobody's going to do that. And the
No,
same thing happens in the workplace. You over here
absolutely.
giving extra, expecting the company to pay you for that, or to recognize that you're going above and beyond for who? Not them, but for you, because you grateful.
Mm.
And until we break out of this, because see, the cage has been open and we still are operating like we're trapped, and no one's going to tell us that we're not. But
Wow.
the HR plug, that's what we do. We tell you and show you
Yeah.
how to truly function in a world that was not even designed for you to function in. And so
Oh,
until you get the access and the knowledge and the awareness that we offer you, then you can be competitive in the workplace. Then you
mm.
know how to not only ask for what you deserve, but
Mhm.
also show your value so that you can become indispensable instead of replaceable. And that's what they don't teach us. How do you become indispensable? By operating in your gift. And that's what we help you figure out. And that's what we help you navigate towards so that you can find joy in your gratefulness.
Come on, somebody. You're gonna make me break my table. You're gonna make me because I'm about ready to take my fist and break this glass table. So listen, this is excellent. So your service, is
Yeah.
this available to people who are job seeking, who are in the workplace, or is this only for employers?
No, this is for everybody. So if you are in the HR plug is about the acronym CUP, which is culture, which is workplace culture, right? And that's more for employers. And then it's about the U unplug,
Mhm,
disconnecting your well-being, your mental well-being, your physical well-being.
mhm.
And then the P is for purpose.
Mm,
And that's for anybody who's trying to find their purpose when it comes to their professional walk and their professional life. And so if you are at a job that you hate, but you know, I can't quit because I need my health insurance, or
mm.
I can't quit because I need my paycheck, or
Woo.
what have you, because we're not going to talk about how the Great Resignation wasn't for us. That's a
No,
whole other topic in another show.
exactly.
So
Come
if
on.
you are trapped or enslaved in a job, but that you know you're not fulfilling your purpose, we help you find your purpose. We help you
Absolutely.
position and brand yourself
Yes.
to get that job so that you can experience joy in whatever it is you do.
Oh my God. So now, whew, I need a fan. Hold on. I told her to be real, y'all.
Look,
Listen. I, oh my. So, mm, I feel like I done went to church, and we need to open up the doors of the church because the word has been spoken
yes,
on today.
today.
Um, so how do we start to get people to recognize their value?
Yes, that is the number one question, because it's probably the biggest pain point
Mm,
as any entrepreneur, or anybody who's starting their business. It's that you believe in something, and so the reason you go into business is because you want other people to experience what you know to be true, and then we find out that they don't care, or they don't see the value in this,
mm,
or they
mm.
rather pay for something else than invest in themselves. And then we feel, defeated.
Yeah.
And until we start recognizing that we're worth the dollar, you can't expect any company to pay you anything more if you're not
Mm,
willing to invest in yourself to grow. And that's the biggest mistake that we make. There is this whole vibe of entitlement
mm,
where you gonna give this to me because I know I'm good at what I do. Okay, when was the last time you paid for a training?
mm,
When was the last time you went and got upskilled in something? Why
mm.
should anybody pay or invest in you when you don't even want to invest in yourself?
Oh, Jesus.
And that is the biggest stigma that's behind, this whole entrepreneurial phase, and where we are today. We want companies to pay us. We want to be paid more. We job hop because we want to get paid more money. And it's always give me, give me, give me.
Mhm.
But what are you doing for you?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's where we got to get better at. That's why, one of the things I do with Unplug is this conference, because I'm trying to teach HR professionals and
Mhm,
business leaders and business owners that you
mhm,
have to disconnect and
mm.
invest in you. Because
Yeah.
if you don't, nobody else will. And you cannot
Come
get
on.
mad when you don't get the promotion. You know why? Because you didn't study for it. You didn't job shadow. You didn't take the certification. You didn't take the course. You just grateful for your job. But those
Ooh.
other people did. And now you left behind. And so we got to get out of the habit of blaming society for where we are when we don't even take accountability to do something about it. And I think that is the biggest issue,
Mm,
that we face. That's the biggest struggle in HR. And I know other HR professionals will tell you that as well.
absolutely.
It's that there's just this whole entitlement, space. And there's a way, to go about doing it. But if you're willing to pay Starbucks more money a year in your latte every day that you have to have before you go to
Right.
work, that you pay $9 for because you have to have the venti or the grande,
Come on.
and you can't see the value in paying the $200 for you to take this course, or you don't see the value
Ooh.
in investing in a coach or a mentor, which everybody needs to have, then nobody's going to see the value in you. And
Mm,
that's what we
mm,
have to
mm,
get
mm.
better about, Paulette.
Come on. If
Gotta
I
get better.
had 1,000 tongues and 1,000 hand claps, LaShawn, you brought
Mhm.
it. Listen, we're not even finished, but the value that you're bringing in this particular conversation right now is so
Mhm.
true. Because
Mhm.
one of the things that I think a lot of people misunderstand, and then we're going to start talking about your conference because this is a perfect segue for that.
Okay.
One of the things that I think people miss is the fact that as we have grown Brownstone Worldwide, as you have grown the HR Plug and the Unplug Conference, which we're getting ready to talk about,
Yeah.
people think that we just had this great idea and we didn't get a coach. We didn't join a community. Wait a minute. And not only did we get a coach, we had to pay.
Absolutely.
We had to
Mhm.
pay to get in the room. And so I'm going to shout it out once again. Traffic Sales and Profit with Lamar and Ronnie Tyler, TSP Mastermind and the Collaborative, specifically for 6 and 7 and 8 officially figure business owners of African American descent. I am a part of, and I am proud to say that because, and boy, do you pay, but you get so much value,
Mhm.
right? And it
Mhm.
helps you and it sets you up to scale and to grow and to be your best self, which is always with a specific level of excellence. Because no matter what we want to say, we have
Mhm.
to make sure that we are always giving 150%. And that's a
Absolutely.
hard thing to talk about, but you brought up a great point because I know that if you sat down and you had this idea in your head, you had to have somebody help you flush it out. You
Mhm.
had to have somebody to get with you and say, oh, okay, this is what you should consider doing first, LaShawn.
Mhm.
Um, talk about that just for a minute when you're talking about development and learning and growing your business.
Absolutely. I've made the investment. I have a mentor.
Mhm.
Dr. Cindy Trim is my mentor. I have a brand coach. Jay Stone is my brand
Mhm.
coach. I have,
Hey,
this isn't something that, you can just do because you have a gift in doing it.
right, right.
It requires other people to understand that gift in you. And
Absolutely.
that's not a skill set that we all have. You got to
Mhm.
sell, you got to market, you got to be influential, you have to have a presence. People
Mhm.
have to know you mean business when they see you. And you just
Absolutely.
can't rely on what you say about yourself and think that that's going to be enough.
Mm,
So absolutely, to get to this point requires, an investment.
mhm.
And I like you, I'm not ashamed to say that I do it because I know my value.
Yeah.
And like my mentor tells me, no matter what I pay for, it's never valued or will outperform my value.
Mm,
If I
come
pay
on.
$10,000 for a membership or a training or a workshop or a boot camp,
Mhm.
that's my $10,000 business. But I
Yeah,
know that I'm valued at more than $10,000.
come on. You
So
better say that.
just like you spend that $2,500 on that Louis Vuitton purse, are
Mhm.
you valued at more than $2,500? Would you spend that on just something for you that
Mhm.
can take you higher professionally or
Right.
position you more
Mhm.
competitively?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
9 times out of 10, most people won't. They'll actually judge you for spending that much money on something for you. But then,
Absolutely.
girl, let me see that purse when you
Yeah.
spend $1,000 on that. We can celebrate the foolishness, but we can't celebrate the favor. And so we gotta shift our
Woo.
mindsets. We got to shift our mindset. So I know, Paulette, now that my target audience for anything that I do
Mhm.
is beyond a demographic.
Yes.
My target audience is based on a mindset.
Come
Because if
on.
you have a mindset that you are a valuable asset to society and
Mhm.
you're willing to invest because you know that you are capable for position for better and more, and you see
Absolutely.
that in yourself, and you know that there isn't anything that's valued at more than you, those are the kind of people that I want to work with. Even if you can't afford it, you know your
Mhm.
value is there. I don't have time to
Absolutely.
try to convince you why you're worth it. So if
Mm.
you need that, I'm not the person for you. That's why I'm not a coach. I don't got time to convince you of why you should pay, why you should invest. If you don't see that in yourself, then then I'm not the person for you. You're not my target audience.
Wow. Wow. And I appreciate your honesty in this because this is a conversation that definitely needs to be had. And I'm going to
Mhm.
go here and I'm going to say this, especially in our Black and Brown communities,
Mhm.
because we quick to do it. And I'm going to go on a limb and I'm going to say this, and I don't care who don't like it. Somebody concert coming this year.
Uh-huh.
And folks is breaking their neck trying to get their
Mm.
taxes filed so that they can go ahead and get to the concert. See, you notice how it's strategically positioned to
Okay.
always drop right around tax season when we know other
Mhm.
people are ready to start these tax returns. And
Mhm.
it's not by accident. We all know marketing, advertising, how that
Mhm.
works. And they're going to pull on your heartstrings and get you all excited about coming to see them because guess what she knows? Her value,
Right.
that part.
Ain't no
So
discounts, ain't no coupon code, ain't
none,
no none of that.
no,
Either you come or you don't. If I
period,
have to convince you why you need to come, then it ain't the concert for you.
period. That's it.
And we just got to get better in seeing ourselves worth it, worth it for ourselves. And that's a part of what we try to do with unplugging and
Absolutely.
disconnecting, because people will work their feet to the bone
Mhm.
to make the next man rich. and won't do it for themselves. And will not do it for themselves. And you know, the best thing about, you talked about TSP, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you the other thing that holds us back is because we believe that our circle that we've known since elementary school are the people that's still supposed to be in our lives today.
That part.
But when you go to these conferences and you position yourselves in rooms with people who have already been where you're trying to go, if you position yourselves with rooms of people you can learn and grow from, then you have a circle that will help you elevate instead of pull you down. If I have to explain to you why I spent money on something for me, then you don't belong in my circle. But if I'm in a networking, or I'm in a room with people I can network with who made the same investment in them that I made in me, then that's the room of the people that I need to be in. And those are the types of people that you meet at these events. So my question for anybody watching this is, do you need to elevate your circle? Because if somebody's telling you spent too much money on you, do you need to elevate your circle?
Amen. I literally am trying my best, y'all. First of all, you are watching Brownstone's Best Business Review with me, your girl Paulette, owner and founder of brownstoneworldwide.com. And we are sitting here with the most illustrious and fabulous LaShawn Davis. Y'all, I want to run around this table because she is bringing the fire. She's bringing the truth. We have touched on so many different things about investing in ourselves and learning what your true joy is and breaking all of that down. But you have an event that's coming up, and I definitely want to make sure that we talk about that. What is it and how? Wait a minute. No. Let me tell y'all, she got these cute little flyers and stuff. We're just gonna go ahead and yes. Look at that. Let's talk about Unplug 2023.
The Unplug Conference, it's a business conference. It's taking place in March 30th and 31st in Atlanta. And it's talking about the seismic shift of what's happened in the labor environment in the workplace. It's also addressing the fact that most HR professionals are unprepared and unskilled in knowing how and what to deal with. They're burnt out because the companies are relying on them to have answers and solutions that they don't have, because none of us have gone through what we're going through and encountering right now ever before. And so it's leading to a lot of stress, anxiety, and according to LinkedIn, 15% of HR professionals have left the industry for the simple fact of the reputation that is being established because of HR professionals struggling right now. And so the Unplugged Business Conference is for HR professionals or small business owners who operate from an HR function or mindset to understand what to do and evolve so that you can shift to a people before profit mentality. That's what the conference is about. And if you care about your business, you care about caring about the people who you are relying on to help your business be profitable, then this is the conference that you need to be at.
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's pull that flyer back up, shall we? Look at this lineup, folks. So we're going to get 2 full days in Atlanta, the Unplugged Conference. So
food included.
Food is included, y'all.
Lunch is included. Breakfast is included. A dinner, a networking event is included. All of it is included.
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wait.
You're going to feel and recognize your value when you come to this conference and you leave. I'm not going to tell you you're valuable and then not treat you as such. So when you come to this event, understand you will be catered to because you spend all your time catering to everybody else every other time. So this is an event where you've got to sit in a classroom-like setting and just get lectured. This is a life changer, a game changer, and it's a necessity if you're planning to be in your business or support a business in 2023 and beyond.
Oh my. And so that's 2 full days of unplugging and learning how to self-care, what I say. I see one of the speakers is Miss Nakia. Let's talk about that. And some other beautiful ladies. Let's talk about
She's a savage spiritualist. And her name is exactly what she is, a savage spiritualist. And she will definitely teach you the importance of just journaling and writing and how to navigate and live the life that you dream to live. It's
Mm-hmm.
possible, but there's a structure in how you do that. And that's what she's going
Mm.
to talk to us about.
Awesome. And who else is going to be? Are you the host this year? Who you
I
got?
am hosting this conference this year. I'm going to be talking about how to tell if your workplace is in trouble, the red flags, the signs, how to be proactive instead of having to be reactive, how to
Mm.
get before your whole team walking out and leaving you stranded, what to do if they
Mm.
do, how to resolve those problems. And that's what I'm going to be talking about. We have Black Girl Doctor, which is a company that is committed to, it's full of Black girl doctors, but they work for a psychiatrist and psychologist, and they will help
Mhm.
you understand the mental ailments and the issues that people are experiencing today in
Mhm.
the workplace and how and remedies and how to work through that. We have Julie, who's coming all the way from the Barbados, and her company HR at Heart Consulting is specifically for HR professionals who are
Love
burnt out and who are tired, and she helps you navigate through and find solutions and strategies to cope even if this isn't the industry for you anymore. She
it.
teaches
Wow.
you how to transition out. And then we have Tara Firiani, the not HR lady, and her, spunk, her energy. She was an HR C-suite executive at one point, and now she sails cruises and has you work remotely on this cruise so that you can understand how to incorporate, not balance, but incorporate wellness in your work life. And so we have subject matter experts from different fields and different industries who will be spending time to talk to you, to talk with you, engage with you. And then one of our amazing sponsors, the Black in HR, they're sponsoring our networking event that's at the end, at the evening
Mhm.
of day one. So you'll be
Mhm.
able to talk to the speakers. This isn't one of those where I'm speaking and then I'm out. Find me on my
Mhm.
social media. No, they're staying, they're talking, they're engaging, they're answering questions. Because when you walk out of this conference, you're not going to be the same way that you walked in.
Come on.
That's what unplugging is about. It's about disconnecting from the thing that's
Yes.
draining you and
Yes.
coming to get refueled,
Mhm.
renewed, and
Mhm.
then you're walking out prepared.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So, how do I'm going to go ahead and put that back on the screen again. Unplugconference.com is
Yes.
where they can find out how to get those tickets.
Yes.
And like you said, it's here in Atlanta, and
Mhm.
that's March 30th and the 31st. Now, the hard part for me is y'all, I'm going to be in a conference from, I think, like what, March 24th until the end of the month, because
Mhm.
I would be there front and center with because I'm an HR professional by trade, right? So I would be sitting up front with my pen and my paper, and I would have some ginseng tea or something, and I would be sitting up front, and I'm so excited. So here's another question for you:
Mhm.
will there be an opportunity for folks like me who can't attend? Will we
Mhm.
be able to purchase a replay?
The answer is yes. We are going to
Oh
have
my
replays
God!
available
Okay, good.
of the whole event because this
Excellent.
is about getting you access and information. So
Excellent.
absolutely, you'll be able to purchase a
Absolutely.
replay. Mhm.
Wonderful. Now, here's the question for you.
Yes.
As a business owner
Mhm.
and the passion that you clearly have for what you do, the first question is, and I talk about this with every single person that does this interview,
Okay.
I want the truth. What's the good, the bad, and the ugly of building your business? I
Ooh.
think, yeah. So marinate on that just a little bit. The reason why I ask this question is because we have a tendency with social media the way that it is now. We're scrolling through Instagram, we're scrolling through Facebook and TikTok, and we don't see the hard part, right? Like clearly I'm in an office with a green screen. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Mhm.
not in Brownstone Worldwide. I am Brownstone Worldwide. And
Come
she
on now.
me, right? But here's the thing. Here's the beauty of what I'm talking about. Let's tell some truth here.
Mhm.
The truth is that this isn't easy, is it? It's not about the pretty clothes and the outfits and the reels that make it look like that's all there is to business. Nobody's talking about checks and balances. Ain't nobody talking about scaling the business. And like you said before, everybody's not a coach. Let's talk about that.
Toxic workplace cultures have brainwashed people into believing I can do this on my own and teach other people how to do it. So I'm gonna be a coach. And so now the market is just inundated with coaches, out there. But when I think about holistically the whole entrepreneurial mindset and just doing what you love as a
Mm-hmm.
business,
Mm-hmm.
um, one making sure that it is a business and not a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
There are good, definitely bad, and the ugly. Can I start with the ugly?
Go ahead.
The ugly for me is, especially if I can be real, like you had your moment of realness with us,
Mm-hmm.
people of color. There is too much competition and not enough collaboration. And if we, as a community of people, could just come together and celebrate each other, we could run the world. We are the
Mm,
inventors, we are the innovators, we are the
mm.
athletes, we are the
Come
entertainers.
on. Mm.
We are our own socioeconomic society.
We are.
But
We are.
yet, we are so conditioned to having to be the best or having to show that I got it because of what's around my neck or because of what's
Mm.
on my feet or because of what I drive,
Yes.
that I want to be better than them. So I'm going to get the next best thing,
Mm.
and so forth. And so this spirit of competitiveness has gotten so ugly because we can't advance.
Mm.
We
Wow.
cannot advance. And I think that's the ugly side of it, because if we recognize the gifts that we all have and everybody played their position on the field,
Absolutely.
we'd
Absolutely.
win.
Absolutely.
But we can't win because everybody want to be the quarterback.
Oh, you coming for people's necks today. You
I'm
just
not really
never.
trying to. You asked the ugly. I mean, that's the ugly is ugly. I mean, it's ugly for a reason.
Oh my God.
And so that's what I try to do with the unplug. One of the things I try to do with unplug, the speakers are not, people that I pay $10,000 for, the $20,000 speakers that will draw an audience. The speakers are people who are hungry, just like me, giving them
Mhm.
a platform and an opportunity to have
Mhm.
a speaking engagement with video and film and photos that they can put on their website. And then they can say, I'm keynoting an event, I'm speaking at an event that's going to position them and
Yes.
give them a platform to do better.
Yes.
That's
Absolutely.
what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be obligated to helping the next generation succeed, be better than us, not look down on them.
Mm.
And the ugly part of that is
Oh,
we don't do it. We don't do it.
I'm so speechless right now. Listen, that was
Um,
ugly.
that was ugly. I mean, you
Like,
asked, it's ugly. That's the ugly part. But I will say the good part.
yes.
The good part is you're operating in something you love. You're making a difference. You're being a solution and an answer, to something, even if it is the people you can reach and touch with your
Mhm.
level of reach and your level of influence. You're doing something.
Yes.
You're making a difference in some way. And
Mhm.
then you have platforms like Brownstone Worldwide that give
Yes.
people like me a voice to amplify the people who may have
Yes.
never heard of me before, and
Mhm.
they might decide after listening to this, I do have value. I'm
Come
gonna
on.
go. Let me reevaluate this, and let me,
That part.
and that's all it is. It's about planting seeds. So the good is I can plant a seed
Mhm.
somewhere. Now,
Mhm.
whether that seeds get watered, whether that seed sprouts, and
Yep.
when it does is not my concern. I
Mm.
planted the seed. I had an
Yeah.
opportunity to plant a seed, and I can
Absolutely.
therefore make a difference. That's the good.
I love it.
Yeah.
That is LaShawn Davis's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly of Entrepreneurship. Y'all, she brought down the house tonight. I feel like we have had church. I feel like I feel like everybody in the brownstone just need to go ahead and just go on and get these tickets to the
Mhm.
Unplug Conference. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
make sure that you pass this on to your folks. It is imperative that we get you in this room.
Mhm.
Um, I cannot say enough about the level of service that you have placed yourself in by doing this. because I know it hasn't been easy. But you believe, and I could see it when you said, right? It hasn't been easy. I know that your family has supported you. You've had people that have supported you, friends that have rallied behind you to make sure
Yes.
this happened. Um, and this is an encouragement not only to myself but to other entrepreneurs, male and female, but mainly Black and Brown individuals who are looking for a way to, as I like to gently say, change the narrative of how we tell our stories,
Mm-hmm.
our way. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what we do here at Brownstone Worldwide. And LaShawn, you have embodied that
Mm-hmm.
because you made a decision to tell a different story
Mm-hmm.
for us. And not just for us as Black and Brown people, but for us HR professionals, those who
Mm-hmm.
are working towards their certification and those who already have it and those
Mm-hmm.
who are starting and making a decision, but to always find that place where you're serving people. And you have ridden the middle on that since I've known you.
Mm-hmm.
You have not veered away from that. What about the people? What about the people? How
Mm-hmm.
do we serve the people better? Because if we serve the people better, who are who are putting together the rings and the sprockets,
Yes.
the business will take care of itself because
It
we gonna
will.
it will.
It will. They're gonna go hard for you because you care about them.
Mm, yeah, they'll go hard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a hard thing to get major corporations to understand.
Right.
Yeah.
It is. It
And
is.
that's a whole different conversation because we can sit here.
Listen, that's a whole different conversation, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
But you're right. It definitely is a formula that
absolutely.
needs to be reworked, reevaluated. We
Mm,
don't have enough thought leaders even saying that. We still got people, we got the same thought leaders from 1990 still
you know
prevalent
what?
today. And so until we even change who we're listening to,
Yes,
mindsets
come
won't
on,
change.
say that.
Mindsets won't change. But like you said, that's a conversation for another day. I hope I get to come back. This
You
was a lot of fun.
do.
A lot of fun. And this is the kind of stuff we talk about. This is what
Yes.
we do. This is who I am. You get me, pink hair and all 24/7. This is me.
Yep.
Raw, real, but passionate and pure.
Absolutely. And you are most definitely passionate about, excuse me, what you are offering and who you are. We're
Mhm.
going to go over to the hrplug.com once again, ladies and gentlemen. This has been absolutely amazing. Y'all, I'm going to show you the other portion of the HR plug. Are you ready to unplug? Look at this. The evolution of work life and well being, the evolution of adopting and adapting to new aged HR, the evolution, employee relations reimagined. Oh, see, yeah, I'm gonna go in ahead and get the replay. Storytelling and influence, labor relations. Oh, this is my wheelhouse,
Mhm.
girl. I'm
Yeah.
so excited for you. I
Thank
really,
you.
really am. This has been amazing. Is there anything any last words or anything that you want to share with our audience before we end this show today?
I just want to remind you that you are imperfectly essential.
Mm.
And whoever doesn't accept or appreciate you, it's okay. They just haven't experienced the greatness of anything else like you before, so they don't know how to handle you. Don't
Mm,
let that stop you. Don't
mm.
let that make you feel insignificant. Don't let anybody else tell the narrative or the story of who you are. They can think what they want to think about you. They're entitled to that, but you know who you are. So stand confidently, walk assured, and don't let anybody ever make you believe anything differently about the gift and the light that you carry for this dark world.
And she said that.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to add except for, ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable LaShawn Davis
Thank you
and
so
the
much.
HR plug. I am so happy that you came to hang out with me
Yes.
today. It has been a true honor to listen to you on your podium of sorts. Um, and I hope to have you back soon. Yes,
For
you are
sure.
welcome back anytime. You guys go ahead and get those tickets to the unplugconference.com. We're going to be sharing this for the rest of the month of February with you guys. And
Ooh.
also, don't forget, get that Brownstone Living magazine so
Yeah.
that you can also get more information about the conference. You guys, it's been a pleasure. As always, check us out at brownstoneworldwide.com. You've got KCCR, thebrownstone.com, and also Brownstone Living magazine, where we are helping you to do what? Live the Brownstone lifestyle. Until next time, this has been Paulette with Brownstone Worldwide and LaShawn Davis with the HR Plug. We'll see you next time. Have a great night.